I want to go over how I picked the colors for this piece. People are always interested and curious about how I pick my colors for pieces and where I get the inspiration for the colors from. So I tried to remember my thought process so I could talk about it in a video. Okay, so number one, to start off with, I knew I wanted it to be rainbow mushrooms. I wanted it to go from red to purple. So, the other thing is I knew I wanted them to all be color shift. Okay, so it's really hard to tell that they're color shift in the video because you need some movement to be able to see, and you need like better lighting, and I just have my indoor light, so you can't see the color shifting effect at all, but all of them do change color when you can like lift it and turn it at different angles and stuff, but it's just really hard to capture that in the video. So the color shifting element is part of the color selection, but it's not the whole thing, but it's important to know, so that's why I'm telling you. Okay, so knowing that I wanted it to be rainbow and I wanted them all to be color shifting, that leads me to my color shift palette. I opened it up, right, and I have all of these colors, and like, it's really hard to just pick colors sometimes because all of them are pretty, all of them have their own special glitter and shine and color, like they're all different and they're all beautiful. So it's really hard to pick. The first thing that I did is I started with red because I have a very limited supply of red color shift colors. Here, let me move the light a little bit. I don't have very many of them. Most of what I have are pinks. I don't have very many reds. So I thought this is the one that I wanted to start with. So I went ahead, picked it up, and I moved it off to the side. This is Tropical from Sparrow Scribbles. And like, it's not red. It definitely has a pink to it, as you can see. But the shine has a little bit of a blue shimmer to it. Can you see that? Like when you're looking at the shine, like yes, the color is reddish pink, but it has a blue purpley shine to it. So that was really important when I was looking at the rest of my palette, trying to figure out, okay, how do I match my colors to fit in with this one? I knew that I wanted them all to have some kind of interaction with the blue. I wanted them to kind of match. So knowing that, just put it off to the side. Here, put it on the side. So whenever I pick a color, I will put them on one of my magnetic palettes off to the side so I can build my palette and then like move the colors around so I can see them next to each other. And then I always make a swatch card on just scrap watercolor paper that I have. So you can see the blue coming through in the shine on this red. And that was my determining factor for everything else. Now, if I wanted to do other reds, like you're looking at them with me, I don't have very many color shifting reds. This one is reddish, but it was a little too dark for what I had in mind, so that one was out. A bunch of these are pinks. This one from Campbella is reddish, but it's a little too dark. I wanted something a little bit more vibrant. I have this one that's reddish, but I think it's more like red orange, and I wanted more reddish pinkish. I'm like, really, that's it? Like, there aren't that many. So that's why I started with red. I knew it was my most limited color, so that's where I started. Okay, so then I needed orange. Well, I needed all the colors. So once I had this one off to the side, I was like, okay, I need things that work with this pink. I don't want a green that contrasts. I don't want something to clash. And remember that the shiny blue undertone on the shimmer is what guided me for the rest of the colors. So going to orange, I was looking at oranges. I have a lot. And so it's kind of hard to just start picking, but I look and I see which ones could plausibly work. And I don't have too many oranges. This one is kind of an orange, but I felt that one was a little too dark. We could go back to that red orange that I had mentioned, but I thought maybe it was a little too similar to the tropical, so I didn't pick that one. This one here is like a fiery orange, but it actually has a green shimmer. Like the color shift is green. You can kind of see it down in the dip where I've made an indentation. It has a green shine, and I didn't like that. Not for this piece. You can go down here, like there's this one. It's pecan. It doesn't have much of a color shift. It technically shouldn't be in this palette, but it has enough that I consider it not to be just a mica. So anyway, but I felt this one was a little too gold. And here, if you want to see them like lined up, we can build it as if I was actually building it. So there's that orange. There's that one. Like I'm not feeling great about any of these. Oh, this always comes off. I'm not feeling great about any of these choices yet. Let's see, what else? I had mentioned this one, but I didn't really like it. Like I felt like it's similar to that one, and that's a little too dark. I didn't like how those looked together. What else? We could look at this one, but this one is kind of like coral colored. It wasn't too orangey, and I wanted something definitely with that orange. And it has a really bright gold shimmer to it. It's not as blue toned as that one. So I wasn't feeling great about that. Let's see. I actually don't even remember which one I picked. Oh, okay. We're just gonna leave these here for now, and then I will show you what all I picked afterwards once we kind of look at all the options. Okay, so here are my yellow or my orange contenders. Now let's move on to yellow. So remember, I'm basing all of my selections will be based off of this red. And here are the three that I ended up swatching. I remember which ones they were. Do you know which one I picked out of these three? Just by looking at it and what I had mentioned with the red. Okay, so now let's go look. Immediately, I was like, this one. This is like a super bright, vibrant yellow. I was like, that could work. It's also in this Lollipop series, and a lot of these have like a soft bluish purpley shine, like color shift to them. So that's why I thought, ooh, okay, I'm gonna pick this one because when it color shifts, it might look really good with tropical. So that was a selection. This one was a contender, also in the Lollipop series, and you can see them together. They look similar, but they're not. They're definitely different. And then I have a lot of yellows. There's this one, Olivia, which is the third one on my swatch. And that one has a blue undertone to the shine. So when I put it next to, oh my goodness, this is driving me bonkers. When I put it next to tropical, I felt like they could have a really good harmonious relationship together. So there we go. And those were my 3 picks. Yes, there are others, but these were my initial 3 picks. Then for green, I actually don't remember all of them. I know what that one was, and I think I remember which one I picked. So let's see. The first one was this green from the Lollipop series. It is not a super vibrant green on its own, and it does have a blue undertone, but I just wasn't sure how it would look with that. But anyway, it was a possibility, so I put that over there. What was that one? I think that one was kiwi. I picked kiwi. Wasn't really sure about it. I definitely didn't expect this one to work. I think it could have, but I didn't pick it. What was that? Oh yeah, that one was no, it wasn't. What was it? I think it was this. I think I tried 135 because that one has a blue undertone, but I think I thought that one was a little too dark. And then I think the other one was 24. I think those were my 4 choices there. So they could all work. I just was picking and I need to swatch them. That was my next step, but just picking the ones that I thought could work. Then I wanted a teal, and I wanted the teal to not be too green or too blue. I have a lot of teal, so it was just a matter of going through, and I had selected this little one called No Way. That one was a choice. And then what was the other one? What was... I don't remember which one that one was. Was it this one? Oh, I think it was that one. The Fiji teal. But that one looks a little too green. So anyway, I did end up going with No Way. But those are my choices. Ooh, I should have written down which ones they were. Okay, so then I was going to the blue. This one I had fun with because blue is one of my favorites. I had picked Divinity because I know that whatever blue that I pick really has to work well with this one, because this isn't changing, remember? So I was picking blues that I thought could work with this specific paint. So I had originally picked Divinity, and then I thought, no, too dark, but let's just leave it. I picked 14 and 14 and a half. You can see all those lined up. This one was Oceans 3. This fourth one was Oceans 3. And then I believe that one was number 85, also in the Lollipop series. So those are my contenders for blue. And then for purples, okay, let me see. Let me not screw this one up. I know that last one there is Riva. I believe that one there. Actually, no. I don't remember if I tested this one. I remember I gave it thought. Oceans 1 was this second one. So second from the bottom. I believe I tested... No. Oh, shoot. Was it this one? Yeah, number 80. And then what was that one? Oofta. I don't remember. Womp womp. Oh, wait. No. Ooh, actually, was it amethyst? No. Was it? I don't remember. Anyway, those were my selections. So now I had to make my swatches and pick. So some of the original opinions that I had on some of these, I ended up changing my mind on. So we'll go over that. So obviously we have that red. I know the second color that I ended up deciding on was the blue. I really liked this one. I felt this one was a little too pastel when it was up against the pink, and I felt like these were too dark. I just really liked the shine on that one. So we can go ahead and put those two next to each other and put them off to the side. Okay, then because my teals were so limited, it was an easy pick. I said, okay, I want that one. This one is the second one here. It's bright, it's bold, and I felt like it could really stand out but not clash. So I picked it, and this one went away. Goodbye. Then I picked the green. So going off of the greens here, I did not pick any of these darker ones. I ended up going with this one, and I originally had said I didn't like it, but when I swatched it, I felt like it went really well with that blue. It wasn't too dark, and I felt like it was a good middle of the road between this like vibrant hue, this vibrant hue, and this is vibrant, but it wasn't like neon. So I picked that one. As for purples, I know I immediately eliminated Riva. Riva is this last swatch here, and I just didn't like the way it looked with everything else. I ended up going with Oceans 1. I liked the blue undertone in Oceans 1, and I liked that it was vibrant but not super dark. And I felt like Riva had a pinky undertone, and I wanted it to be more purple than pink, so I picked Oceans. Then for these two, I had the hardest time deciding. This is the yellow that I ended up picking because it has that shiny blue undertone, and I felt like it worked really well with the green, but also in the middle of the blue and the red. I really liked how those three were working together. And then last but not least was the orange, and I had a really hard time deciding what orange I was gonna go with. This one was eliminated. These two were eliminated. I felt like they were too dark. And then like I just felt like this one was way too close to tropical, so I ended up going with this one, which I did not think I would because it has that green shine to it, that green color shift, and I really did not think I was going to like that. But I ended up picking it. It's really vibrant. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's the only one that I ended up swatching here. But you can tell that like I think they worked really well together next to that orange. And then down here when I swatched them all together and let them bleed into each other, I felt like it worked really well with the yellow too. So that was my palette. RIP to tropical. And so now when we look at the final piece, I feel like all of the colors worked really well together in exactly the way that I wanted them to. So like I started with the red, I did all 4 of the red mushroom caps first, and I was like, okay, cool, feeling really good about that. Then I did the orange, and I really liked how vibrant, like how well the orange popped. But it's not overwhelming, it's not overpowering. The yellow, I think, is my least favorite because I think it came out a little too pastel for what my original idea was. But, oh my gosh, if I drop that paint one more time. But I really liked how they looked here, and I really liked how they had looked on the swatch. And I felt that that like bluey kind of undertone shine worked really well with that one. But then when I actually executed it, I just feel like maybe it's a little too pastel. Maybe I would have liked something a little bit brighter, a little bit richer, but that's okay. Because moving on, I feel like the green that I had really liked wouldn't be too neon or too bright, but it did end up looking much brighter once I painted with it. So I feel like they actually ended up kind of canceling each other out and balancing each other really nicely. This one was more vibrant than I expected it to be, and this one was more pastel than I expected it to be. but I think they still really work. And then we get into the last three, which are the darker tones. I have that emerald teal color, the blue-green, the blue, and the purple. They're all darker, and I think that they worked really well together. I really like how this blue, this Oceans 3 blue, works with this one. I think they're a match made in heaven. Like, I think that they really complement each other. I think the purple that I picked really complements the shine on the red. Like, the shine on the red is almost the same hue as that purple. So I think that they really bring each other out and balance each other. And then the emerald was a really rich color, and in real life it is a little bit more vibrant than the others. Like, it really pops, but the other one that really pops is the orange. So I think that because these two ended up really popping, they balance each other out. So overall, I'm really pleased with how this came out. I really like my color selection. That's just kind of a little intro to my thought process behind all the different colors. Let me get the paint one more time. There is no right or wrong. Like, as you heard me talk and explain all of this, it's just a matter of preference and thought process on what you want. Like, someone else, I could have said, pick me a rainbow palette, and you would have picked me something totally different. Like, you might have a totally different taste for colors. You might have pictured more of a rainbow pastel. Oop. You might have pictured more of a rainbow pastel palette. Maybe you would have picked more vibrant, really loud colors. Maybe you would have picked darker colors, like a dark red and a dark orange and a dark green. But this was what my vision was, and I really like how it came out. So I hope that was helpful for you and not too overwhelming. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will try to explain the best I can.